One after one. And hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Storm's Twitch stream. Tonight, week number 5 of the Upsurge Premier League. We're taking on TBA Esports. And for any of you, those question mark pings I saw in the chat, wondering why Harrisburg is up a game, no, that was not a typo. TBA did have to forfeit game 1 of this best-of-3 series because of a last-minute emergency sub. Goo, their jungler, was not able to make it to tonight's game, and so a player, Kyochin BHC Barbecue, will be replacing him.
Yeah, quite unfortunate. And the rules for Upsurge is, I guess, if it's a last-minute swap, that you do forfeit a game. So that's what happened. TBA wasn't able to get their jungler, so they had to sub someone in, and then since it was last minute, they lose the game, which is quite unfortunate for them. But this is a death match, not a death match. Help me out here, coach.
It's an elimination match.
Elimination. I guess it's a death match.
I mean, it is do or die here for the HU
do
squad.
Or die.
Going into week number 5, there's only 6 weeks of the regular season in the UPL, and the top 2 of each group get out. Right now, Illinois State University is topping the boards at 3-1. The other 3 teams are struggling to catch up. Nobody has picked up more than 1 win at this point. Now, it should be noted that TBA and Mirage still have a week 1 match that they have not yet played. That one has been rescheduled a couple times. As of now, it's supposed to be coming at you on Monday. Check Upsurge's Twitter and Twitch for possible coverage on that. But as we transition here into the drafts, this is really where Harrisburg has to start turning up the heat this season. We've seen a lot of good performances out of them occasionally so far this season, a lot of really one-sided games, but they've even met with the complete opposite. For every game that they smash, they get smashed in the next game. And most of these series, although they've been close, haven't been going their way. But you do need at least 3 wins to at least force a tiebreaker to get into the offseason here in the UPL. And with both Mirage and TBA having an extra game yet to still play, Harrisburg has to go perfect through these next 2 weeks. They have to beat TBA here, and they have to beat Mirage to get those extra 2 wins, or they can kiss their season goodbye.
Yeah, and starting up a game is really good. They have that nice cushion underneath them that if they do lose this game, they still have that cushion that they already have won, so they're playing 2 best of ones. Well, I guess it's always kind of like that, but having that extra win is definitely going to give them that confidence boost going into this game. If they mess up, it's all right. They already have a win. They don't have to claw back and win 2 back-to-back. They only have to win the other one.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And this is, I feel like Harrisburg is a bit of a momentum team. You can say that about pretty much any team out there, but when this team is playing good and when they're picking up wins and they're playing confidently, they do feel like their coordination, their teamwork is just a little bit better. So this has got to be a great motivational boost if you're the Storm. Not only do you get, to dodge kind of ISU in that winless streak where for the next 2 weeks, they don't have to play the top of the table. They can play the 2 lower opponents that are tied with them at 1 series wins. But also they get to go into that first of those 2 series with a free win and going against an opponent who had to make an emergency sub. And obviously there's probably going to be some synergy issues there. At least that's what you would expect. So if you're Harrisburg, you have the card set for you right now. You stacked the deck. You're ready to go. This should be a convincing showing out of Harrisburg. It needs to be.
Yeah, and as you can see with the comps here, Harrisburg they're playing like their normal kind of composition where they have that supportive mid laner, that very bursty, damagey jungler, and then that top side where it's able to get put into that carry position, the split push position, and in Speedo's Camille this time around. And then in the bot lane, they also have Wixie on Samira, which if she gets ahead, she does a lot of damage. She's very hard to take down with that surrounding circular wind wall that blocks absolutely everything. It's kind of ridiculous. And then they also have Loop on a pick support. So Loop is able to make plays with the Liliana. He can roam very easily and get nice. He's able to put pressure throughout the map. That's not just his lane, and that's what he likes to do, and that's what he's efficient at. So we're going to be able to see that. And then also on the flip side, the side of TBA, their bot lane is more a very poke heavy bot lane with the Karma and the Ezreal, but they're also able to play safe. And then they also have that carry in the top lane on Cozy on his Fiora, and then they also have that Graves that's pretty meta right now also. So it's interesting that I think both teams want to play to the top side. I think it's going to be easier for HU to play to either side lane, whichever one is they choose to play towards. They're able to do that with that supportive mid laner. It's a little bit easier for them. And then on the side of TBA, their bot lane, they can still play around them, but if you can get that Fiora ahead and set her up to split push, it's going to be really beneficial for you throughout the game and help you win it out that way.
Absolutely. And I love that you bring up that point about the safer bot side here for TBA, because we get to see Wixie, who has in the past couple of weeks been on a bit more of a supportive role with the Jins and the Ashes and the likes. Now we get to see him on the Samira, the brand new ADC on the Rift, and this champion is still, you know, despite the hotfixes, in a very strong state, especially if you can start to snowball her ahead, can really take over a game. So it'll be interesting to watch if Harrisburg throws a lot of attention down there. Maybe Loop wants to roam around. We'll see. But this is a feast or famine pick if I've ever seen it, and I'm excited to see what Wixie can do with a spotlight on his head. But we are going to head into a short intermission as these players get into the game. We get everything synced up. Stay tuned. Game 1, possibly, I guess we could call it game 2 now, is going to be coming.
Yeah,
game
2, game 2.
Welcome back, Storm fans. Game number 2 with an asterisk of TBA versus Harrisburg University Storm. For anybody just tuning in, Harrisburg, this is the first game of the night. They did get a free win because TBA had to come in with an emergency sub in the jungle position. Definitely unfortunate, but hey, here as Storm fans, we'll take everything we can get because it's do or die for the squad. They have to go perfectly, or they have to win both their next 2 series over the next 2 weeks if they want to have a shot at playoffs.
Yeah, and coming up with a 1-0 lead, it's definitely a nice advantage for them. I like what TBA did because you see a lot of the times the Storm, they like to invade on the top side on the red side, and they usually go into this bush that you can see everyone sitting at. So they went there, they 5-man stacked it, waiting for an invade, along with as well as Xyle. Lilia likes to invade the Raptors. She can clear them super fast, so it's a really fast and easy camp to invade and take level 1. So they kind of try to prevent that and stop that. So I like TBA taking the initiative to trying to stop them.
Yeah, you can see the whole squad is very aware of what Harrisburg likes to do with everyone. And yeah, as they should be. It's a strat that has gotten Harrisburg a lot of leads in the last few weeks. can you remember last time these two teams faced off? It was Wixie in that game number 2 who got the quadra kill in the level 1 as Ash that just snowballed that game out of control. Basically picked up a free win for the series, and that was the decision maker. So, you know, the tricks, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. But TBA isn't going to get fooled this time.
Yeah, you can see that Kyochon. How you say that? Kyo.
You can see Graves here on the top side invading. He's used a blue buff. Zylo is going to spot him out.
Plyo in the top lane for Speedo. I'm not sure if anything, an extended fight is going to come out of this. I think BBQ's kind of just going to walk away here, take his loss. Okay, yeah, nothing really blown there.
Both teams are playing pretty safe right now. I don't expect a lot to be happening pre-level 6 for this squad. Zyle on that Lilia does just want to farm up as much as he can. And likewise for the Graves, both these junglers primarily look at power farming as a way to, get their gold throughout the game. You can see Zyle is up in tempo though. He's already a full camp ahead of Kyochin. He is cozy on that level 3 as well. There are still enough camps for the Graves to take to catch up. But Zyle is a bit quicker. He will be able to get on the path that much faster.
Yeah, you can see that Zyle is playing toward the top side. His pathing went up. As you can see, Kyochin, his pathing was going down, even though he did try to take that invade on that blue buff, and it didn't really work out. But Zyle is going to be spotted out on this ward that Kyochin did place, so they're going to know where he's at. See, they're pinging him now, and Zyle's coming back down to the bot side of the map, and he's not going for the top scuttle. So I'm not really sure why he's not doing that. It's interesting. Normally you want to get those scuttles because they give you so much XP, and as a jungler, they're really the bread and butter in the early game to get that level advantage. And if you're able to double crab, that's even bigger.
Yeah, the other thing I could think of is perhaps Zyle just thought that he was further ahead on his clear than Kyochin was.
He might have been able,
He did go and grab that crab, before the wolves and the Grom. So Zyle might have just been saying, hey, maybe I can go steal away his crab and then go get mine on top. Didn't work out for him, and hopefully he doesn't get double scuttled on this. He might have just also been protecting his raptors, thinking that maybe Kyochin would take the scuttle and then take his raptors. I don't know what the little flower centaur is.
Yeah, he should be. Oh, Kyochin is looking for a top gank. Speedo's pretty overextended.
Our first action of the game. Cozy Shroud's already down to 150 HP. Is Speedo able to pull this off before the gank even comes in? The flash away. Speedo gets
teleport from us.
The teleport's being channeled in the bot side. Flashes for burns. And now Kyochin, he's in a world of hurt. He came to help, but he only ended up being a hindrance. A double kill for Speedo here. Less than 5 minutes in, Wixie is having a heyday in the bot lane as well, as they're gonna probably pick up this 2v2 double kill. They've already taken down Block. And one more auto attack will steal it. Flux is just trying to buy time. 4 kills for Harrisburg just 5 minutes in. And they're not even done. Pickaboz finds the taunt. Zyle, Young is going to have to flash away. Zyle has the flash to potentially follow. Like Amaz does too. But Kyochin is here to back it up. So they're just going to go. Oh, actually, like Amaz gets here. They're just going to go with the 4 kills. That's enough for them so far. I lied, Johnny. That's never enough for them. You gotta go for all 5. One in every lane. Zyle picks up his first kill of the game. Like Amaz, the only one that is, not on the scoreboard just yet. Always supportive mid-lane. Has Harrisburg too far? Wixie says no. Oh my god, we've been fighting for like the past 4 minutes. Wixie is now on a killing spree. He's had no jungle intervention whatsoever. And this man is 3-0, 6 minutes into the game. I need to give... I can't handle it, Johnny! It just won't stop. Cozy Shroud, can this be the outplay? No, Speedo was able to lock it down. He's 3-0 as well. Oh my word. Take it away, Johnny. What just happened there?
All right, so there's a lot of different things to break down. There's a lot of different things that did happen. On the top side, Speedo was able to find that
1v1 on Shroud for the most part, and then Shroud's pathing was kind of interesting. Instead of running toward his jungler or pathing up toward his tower, he was kind of running around that pillar as another fight's breaking out. Zyle has to flash from the Syndra R. The wings? Ooh,
is
should be
living
safe.
on the
Should
edge.
just back out. Oh, Loop's going in. They have the item advantage.
Just gets
Oh.
deleted. Wixie back with the BF sword in inventory. There is nothing TBA can do in that bot lane. 2 more quick kills for Harrisburg. Wixie now 4-0-1. Luke getting his share of the gold.
Yeah, I feel like by the time I finish breaking one thing down, another 6 things are gonna happen. So I guess we'll just fast forward to that fight there. Luke was able to get a pick. I don't think that the bot side of TPA was probably expecting how much damage would have came out of Wixie. Speedo gets a really good trade-off on the top side. Yeah, the parts weren't expecting that much damage to come through. They didn't know she had the BF sword because they didn't see her come into lane yet. So when Wixie was in range, you know, he just was able just to nuke the Karma, and then the follow-up on Glock there was pretty easy for him too. So now he's sitting at a 4-0 lead and feeling pretty good about the bot lane here. And stops the jungle back. But yeah, the side lanes for HU are in really good positions, and the gold is where you want the gold to be. The gold is in Wixie's pocket on the Samira that can really just run away with this game. Looks for the ult.
Will not quit. Flux is already down. Wixie does not have the level 6. He does have to be careful. He's a very large minion wave. He's able to bob and weave his way to victory. And Zyle starting to wrap around. He's just going to turn this dominating bot lane pressure into the first dragon of the game. 4,000 gold up. 3-10 minutes. Harrisburg is at that over that 1 kill per minute mark that you just absolutely love to see in all the clown. But good like a Moz, you the one started a perfect game.
Luke's coming up.
The outplay button does him in. Speedo, though, is going to buy one back for Harrisburg and get another solo kill in the top lane. 4-0 now.
Ooh, Zyle.
Zyle does pop the wilting lullaby, but it doesn't matter. Flux has the damage. He's able to shut down HU's jungler. TBA get at least something back for themselves.
Yeah, they were able to get that kill in the Moz in the mid lane, which was really good for them. But on the side of HU, they were taking the cloud, so Zyle did finish taking the cloud, so they traded that, the kill for the cloud. Spear's looking to get killed here, perhaps. Has the flash, should be okay. Flashes.
That is kind of the first failed play out of this bot lane. Up until now, if they've gone in, they've gotten kills, at least this time. And Plucks are able to hold on to that lane. Level 6s coming in across the board is really going to start to break this game open. You now have access to the semi-global from like Moz. You've got, you know, a lot more burst potential coming in for TBA from Young Syndra, who's kind of been the one lane that is a success story for this squad right now. You can see him about 500 gold up over like Moz. But that's the only ray of hope that TBA has.
There are a lot of shutdowns, or not a lot. Oh, Speedo looks for the 1v1 again.
Leave this man alone. Just gonna remind him whose lane that he's in and force Crozy Shroud back under a turret. So you don't get to walk past that river. That belongs to Harrisburg. And I mean, things are already starting to look really grim. And remember, this is unfortunately a roster that is only 4/5 complete for TBA. They don't have their normal jungler Goo, and in the last time these two teams faced off, the win that TBA was able to get, and even the games where they weren't able to pick up the win, Goo was a really big part of that. It was usually a combination of Goo and Young Mid that were getting them those advantages, and this seemed such a crucial part of that puzzle. It just really feels like TBA are not.
Yeah. It's unfortunate what happened to bot lane too. Oh, Speedo. It's a really cool trick you do with Camille there. Oh. Moz is ulting in. Cozy should be dead.
They're going to need him. Cozy Shroud. They're just going to give the kill over to Like a Moz. As here you go, buddy. Everybody else is cashing in. Like a Moz has just been quietly playing.
First tower down too.
I mean, even Hoop has been getting more action than Like a Moz is. But he is finally able to get on the board. Maybe he can go back finishes those Mercury treads.
Flux and Barbecue here.
They want a little bit of vengeance.
Teleport coming in for
the
Thursday.
havoc Harrisburg's been wreaking. They teleport in Coach Crowd. Got the home guard. Speeding towards Speedo. Two more procs here on the ultimate with Speedo. Speedo is nowhere to run. Can't escape that hex tornado. And they will go down. A little bit of gold back into the
Yeah, you like that capitalization there, but when Plux is on the top side there, you can see that Loop and Wixie are able to really zone out block, and they're going to get this tower and all these plates going on to Wixie too. So Wixie's just going to get stronger and stronger, but they were able to recover a little bit of the gold off that shutdown on Speedo, and then as well as the kill on the Xyle there on the top side. So they did get a little bit for it, but I think they're bleeding out more. But you might have ended up getting zoned off that tower anyway with how strong Wixie and Loop are. The dive probably coming pretty easy, so maybe the play wasn't that, all in all, that bad to trade that.
Yeah, that is a full Infinity Edge completed. One before 13 minutes into the game, and two before the Ezreal was even able to get his mirror mana. So that is a massive power spike difference. The Ezreal has the one free flash, but that's it. If Wixie is able to get on top of you, you will be taking an express trip back to base, a la Great. Right, we'll see what Harrisburg is able to do with this pressure. Got the dragon spawning here in the second. They still have the entire mid lane turret to crack open, and a couple seconds left on plates. It doesn't look like we'll see what Wixie can actually do. Harrisburg has completely.
Ooh, sleep time coming in from Xyle onto Glock, and that should be a free wrap-up kill there.
Yep.
Yeah, not much to say.
Poor Ezreal is just trying to pick up whatever farm he can. There's almost nowhere on the map where he can do the same. Wixie able to just block that entire farm, which is AoE 360 wind wall.
Yeah, Glock was really overextended there. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it, man.
Glock was really overextended there. There was absolutely no vision on his bot side there, and he was up pretty close to where his tier 1 tower was destroyed. So he was kind of asking just to die there. It's kind of unfortunate that he died there. Kind of shouldn't have happened. HU does pick up the dragon. They should be able to pick up all these dragons. I expect them to play the macro really well here. They have such a huge lead that it shouldn't even be a factor that they slip up and do little risky plays that aren't in their favor of winning. So there's nothing really currently going on in the map. They got all the objectives are off. Well, nothing's really happening. They got all the objectives off the map. The second Rift Herald is coming up in 2 minutes, so I'm assuming that HU
in the bait of a lifetime. See if they can actually pull it off. A flash away from Speedo safe. And now Legamon is looking for that kill. He does find Proud. The baities become the baiters. And now we'll see if Harrisburg
can see it too. Yes, flash.
Render has been popped. There's the solar flare. He goes long enough for Legamon to catch up, and a quick justice punch out. Harrisburg able to turn that one around. And I love the conversation that you just brought up about, we know Harrisburg's ahead, but now how quickly can they close it out? How clean is it going to be? Because when you're looking at top teams, and obviously as fans of the team, we have high expectations of them. When you're in a position where you're this far ahead, the expectation is that you can close it out in a quick and clean fashion.
Ooh,
and it only being 15 minutes in the game, I don't think it would be crazy to say that we expect this game to be over by the 25-minute mark. On its current trajectory of being 8,000 gold up and 15 minutes, averaging 1 kill per minute, and getting that goal in your primary carries.
Absolutely, I agree. They already have all 3 tier 1s down. That top tier 2 is pretty close to breaking as Luke looks in.
They found the fight. Luke does have to go forward. Oh my god, Wixie has no fear! That's illegal! You can't do that! You're an ADC, and Young is about to remind him of that fact. Doesn't have the ultimate, and so Wixie stays alive. Can't for Flux though, or Glock and Harrisburg. They're just going so full Chad right now. Wixie does eventually fall first step of the game. but Harrisburg just own the map right now. The mid laner is solo killing the top
Moz, 1v1.
laner at this point. Like a Moz, he picks up that one item. Cozy Shroud still sitting on the garage sale. And everything's coming up Storm.
Yeah, I feel like there's not much to say. They're getting the picks and the plays they're trying to get since they have such a good advantage, and they're really suffocating out TBA from nearly everything. They're trying to clear their jungle, trying to get camps, and they're just not letting them do that. So really well played from the Storm. Moz found that nice 1v1 on a Cozy Shroud, and now he's crashing on this huge wave into the tier 2. If you just look at the map, it's so dark, pretty dark, coming in for TBA. All their lanes are pushed to their towers. They can't really walk out. The vision's all in their jungles. Very difficult for them to play. I expect Storm to pick up this rift and try to crack tier 2 or try to crack something with it and play off that, as maybe a fight's going to break out here in this TBA's jungle. Oh, Moz with the flash ult. Song.
Does flash in, doesn't find anything. He found the taunt on Pluck, he just wasn't going to follow up. He's probably going to back off. Harrisburg, I mean, they're making TBA chicken. Solar Flare going to come in. A lot of it goes down on the edge. But again, no follow-up from Harrisburg. Until Wixie says, I don't even
Oh, there's the follow-up.
He just dives under the turret and one-shot. Yoshin. Speedo is looking like he's about to do the same to Cozy Shroud.
2.
He's playing with his coming through from that Camille.
I think that was 3 auto attacks. I tried counting them. I'm not sure if he slipped the 4th one in there at the end, but
jealous.
Yeah. He's up gold. He's up 3k gold onto Shroud, so a lot of damage.
Yeah, we're really just talking around ourselves right now. I want to remind everybody that's watching that this is not how TBA usually looks. You know, yes, we were able to pick up a win against them last time, so we were going into this match probably the favorites. But you gotta remember that you is such an important part of this roster, and not being able to show up and play with the team today, and bringing in that emergency sub. And Johnny, as a jungler, you know that you obviously play the biggest brain role in League of Legends, and no team can survive without you. And so that just makes it so much harder, losing the most important role League of Legends has ever seen in its history.
Yeah, losing your jungler's oh, sorry.
No, wouldn't you agree?
Oh, I do agree. Sorry, you're cutting out from here and there, so if I'm stepping on your toesies, I just want to apologize for that.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's hard when you lose your it's hard when you lose your jungler, because there's a lot of plays that you coordinate. You have a lot of synergy with your solo laners and your mid lane, your solo laners. So it's kind of hard to build that up with a sub that you probably don't play with as often. Oh, Heck Flash coming over from Luke. Moz coming out with the ult.
He's just acting as a ward for like a Moz coming on top of Harrisburg. I mean, TBA just wanted to walk up and get a ward from Harrisburg. Kills 3 of them. The double kill again for Wixie. This Baron should guaranteed go over to the Storm here, and we might be seeing what is going to be the final push for this one.
I agree. I think they're probably just going to reset off this, spend the gold that they just got, and then push a lane. Send Speedo into a side lane, send Moz and the crew up mid lane, and just break it down, and end this one pretty swiftly. They are up 3 dragons as well, so if this all goes wrong, they're going to have that Mountain Soul to play off of as well. But I don't see that happening. The gold advantage is just drastically insane for anything to really happen. But
yeah, I mean,
it can happen.
Look over at TBA right now, and just compare the items between the two. Everybody except for Speedo on Harrisburg's side has finished their 2nd item. And the first items just came in for TBA. They've even got stacking items that haven't come online. You've got the Man Immune and the Archangel staff that are both sitting untransferred. It just feels like there's not any options for TBA. I mean, look at this. He's 3 levels up. Cozy Shroud is going to get the riposte on the Hextech Ultimatum. He'll live for now, but that's the flash already burnt, and Speedo can just go get back to demolish it.
Yeah, Maz went down to the bot lane. He's pressuring the bot lane. You got Loop, Zyle, and Wixie in the mid lane pressuring that, and now Speedo is pressuring the top lane. So again, HU's doing a really good job of suffocating out TBA from everything and not letting them pick a lane to save. You got to pick one lane to save, and then the other two are going to crumble behind it. But if you pick the wrong lane, oh, Speedo. Zyle with the 2 big ults.
Zyle has found some mix of his own here. He's on a rampage now. And Harrisburg, they are a freight train that just will not stop. Like a Moz, he's taking up so much damage. He's buying space with his turret going down. Meanwhile, Speedo is on the bottom lane doing his thing, trying to crash those turrets. Harrisburg is turning into potentially a 4v4. Skyoshin is still down, but it's a 4v4 that TBA has tried and tried and tried to win, have just not found success. 26 kills to 5, 3 breaks to 0. Speedo in a 1v2. He's running, but I don't feel like he can turn this around at any moment. The ultimate gets popped on him. Oh my god, that was just a normal auto attack. Speedo wasn't even doing anything fancy there. Once again, a member of TBA is looking back at the green screen. Speedo just casually chunks out 90% of Young's health bar. He's going to go down very low, but he is going to be saved by Harrisburg University. They're going in, the flash forward to pick up the final kill. It's an ace for Harrisburg. They were 5 kills away from a perfect game. No turrets, no dragons. And blink and you'll miss it. The entire series is over. That emergency sub just damning TBA here this week.
Yeah, having that best of 3 turn into a best of 2 is quite unfortunate for TBA. So they lose that first match and that's it. They're done. That's a really good win pickup for the Storm because that's gonna help them out with that climb back to try to tie up that score line with, I believe it's ISU. Correct
Yeah,
me?
Illinois State University. Currently 3-1, and they have 2 games left to play as well.
Yeah, so they picked up that game. That's really good for them going into the next week. I'm sure that's going to feel really nice coming off a win, and then if they're able to win that game, that's going to really help them tie up the score and maybe make a tiebreaker match for us. So clean game from HU all around. That unfortunate sub out aside, HU played that game really well when they got their advantages, which were pretty much just through their solo laners. No really jungle pressure on either ends of those fights. The 2v2 bot lane, they just straight up won 2v2, and then that 2v1 and then turned into a 2v2 with Maz's teleport coming to top lane. They just won that flat out as well. And then they were really able to play through those side lanes, and the side lanes themselves were really self-sufficient this game and gaining their own advantage and continuing to grow their own advantages. And Zyle kind of was able just to sit back and chillax for the most part, just be able to PvE, go for an invade here and there, and having that support of his solo laners to really help him out.
Yeah, and although this was a very one-sided victory from Harrisburg, and we have to contribute a large part of that, again, to the fact that TBA was not playing with their starting jungler. They had that emergency sub. I still don't want that to take away from the fact that I think Harrisburg played really well today, and we saw it without their normal antics. It wasn't the level 1 invade, getting a quadra kill on your ADC, and it wasn't even just the fact that as the game got on, they were getting Harrisburg were out macroing because of the emergency sub jungler. From minute 5, and we've brought up this stat a couple of times, there's only been 1 game this entire season that Harrisburg University has not gotten first blood. And all the games that they do get first blood, it happens before 5 minutes. And that trend continued today. They were able to get so many 2v2 wins down there in the bot side. Speedo got 3 solo kills on the top side. Like, even if you remove the junglers from the equation, because like you said, Zyle was sitting back for the most part of that game, the laners were still just absolutely dominated. But speaking of Zyle, we've got an interview, everybody, and welcome Harrisburg University's one and only king of the jungle. It's Zyle.
Hello.
How are you today, Zyle?
I'm feeling good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, Zyle. It means a lot.
A
Big
win
fan.
always boosts the mood, for sure. It's a little unfortunate that they had to go down a game because of their emergency sub, but it still feels good to win for sure.
Especially off a game like that. That game was, from your perspective, how did that game feel?
Well, our draft was pretty insane. Wixie on Samira, he's been practicing a lot, and that champ is looking really crazy in our scrims right now. And with Loop on an engaged tank like Leona, I always feel confident that Wixie and Loop are going to be doing a lot in the game. And in a game like this, where my laners are generating leads on their own, I just get the luxury of sitting back, farming, showing up when we need to get vision control, and then just hitting objectives like basically all game. So for me, it's kind of a walk in the park. I was getting carried a little bit. Yeah, I guess that's how it felt.
All right.
I do have
Zyle.
a.
Oh, go for it, Johnny. You got one more.
I have a question for you. You
All
died.
right.
You got picked off in their blue buff around like the 9th minute mark.
Unlucky,
Wow,
man.
BM.
What were you doing there, man?
Well, I actually don't. Was that second blue, like when their blue spawned?
I believe so. Probably, yeah. It's about the right timer.
Oh, was it the Karma when the Karma solo
Yeah,
killed me?
the car. Yeah.
Okay, because I had Loop coming up. I
You
knew that
did.
Graves wasn't there, and I had ulti, so I'm just like, okay, this Karma is gonna be wanting to path back to lane. I know she doesn't have a ward because this bush is pinked, but I guess she saw me over the wall because she was using sweeper, but I didn't know that she knew I was there because I was sitting on a pink ward. And I don't. She just outplayed me, man. I don't know.
Yeah, you were pretty low. She was just able to like karma burst you there.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
I was trying to stall for Loop, like get an E ult,
Mhm.
because if she didn't know I was there, then she would just walk by. I would hit the seed, sleep, and then Loop would just CC chain her with me, and we would get the kill. Yeah, Plux is just too good, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
5
That's
deaths
interesting to
less,
see
and
what
you
you're
guys
doing
would have
there.
had the perfect game, Zyle. We expected better from you. In all seriousness, though, I want to talk about next week going up against Mirage Esports. This is do or die for you guys. You need to pick up this third win to force a tiebreaker to get into the playoffs. What's your guys' mindset? What's your game plan going into this elimination match, the last match of the regular season?
Well, for me, it's always just a process of taking it day by day. I don't look ahead to see who are we playing next week. I'm just focused on one scrim at a time, just trying to be improving at a steady rate and being in good form for our matches. Against Mirage, I think they actually beat us last time, so I think that if we just refine our style and we just predict what the draft might look like and we get good picks, I think we can definitely have a really good shot at winning.
All right. It was crazy to hear from you, Zyle. Congratulations once again on the win today, and we look forward to many wins to
dub boss,
come
man.
from the HU squad. That is going to wrap it up for us here tonight on the broadcast desk, though. Thank you so much to everybody that helped put this on behind the scenes. Thank you, of course, to Zyle for coming on, doing an interview with us. Thank you to Johnny, Vincent for co-casting with me here tonight. Make sure you guys follow the Storm on socials. We've got Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can find those links below if you want updates on everything Storm related. And make sure to be here next week, same time, for our match against Mirage Esports. It's do or die, get into playoffs. You ain't going to want to miss it. We're going to sign off for tonight, though. Thank you so much to everybody for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Sweet dreams.